You're listening to Mondo Cool, the only Dragon Ball movie podcast that gives you a Zenkai boost.
That's right, boys. Mondo Cool.
What's up, Dragon Ballers? Welcome to Mondo Cool.
Oh shit, I'm supposed to do that. Hold on.
You're the host.
Oh fuck, I host this show. Man, when's the last time we recorded this show?
Couple months ago.
Here, I'll do the music to get you into the mood.
Wiggity, what's up, Dragon Ballers? We're here. Like the Bible, we're here. It's Mondo Cool, our Dragon Ball movie podcast. That's that thing where we watch stuff. You can tell someone's been out of practice. I'm your host, KZ Excellent of KZExcellent.com, and with me are two of the biggest Dragon Ball fans I know, Dan and Bob Video Games of GigaBoots.com.
I would say that it reminds me of certain campaign speeches, but this is coming out way later, so I probably don't want to be specific.
Hi. Also, we got Phil over there. He's from MrFeelsWildRide.com.
I can't use my key because of the internet gas.
Oh, shit. This is really rough. If you don't know, we sit down, we watch things. Sometimes we forget to watch them and have to watch them very close to the recording of Dragon Ball films, a large variety of them. We go in release order. Then we come back here, give a summary, a discussion, some segments, and a review. And you can get access to this pretty early, like at least a week. And Phil's going to tell you how.
You can get early access by going to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcasts. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to many benefits, such as early access to this show and Chugging Bleach, our show where we watch all of Bleach. All of it. If it has Bleach in the name, we have to watch it. Some people seem to be confused about that. Cursed Content Club commentary tracks. Cursed content by committee. It's like cursed content, but you don't get it unless you pay us money. It also has a commentary track. Armchair dev pitches, extended ones, where you get to hear our actual ideas before we throw up our hands and go, fuck it, I'm gonna start stabbing. And other benefits. That's patreon.com/gbpodcasts.
We've got a special situation here today. Now, normally we go through a Dragon Ball film, and but for the first time, it's not a film. This is the very first Dragon Ball OVA we have ever consumed for this show. This, according to the time it aired right after the end of the Cell games, before they started the cool Otherworld tournament arc that had Pikkon in it, and that was raw. There is no English title for this. So, Phil, this is the part where you say what the title is.
We watched Dragon Ball Z Side Story, Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans, or Dragon Ball Z Gaiden, Saiyajin Zetsumetsu Keikaku.
Keikaku means plan.
Whoa! Oh shit!
That's a fact.
This it served two purposes. One, it's an OVA with its own like little plot thing, but it's also supposed to be a visual guide for a Super Nintendo game.
No, a Famicom game, not a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, it is a Nintendo game, an NES game, a Famicom game, KZ, that came out 1 year before the PlayStation 1 launched.
Yes, that sounds like what they did for many anime games over there.
It was also 2 games for the Playdia, a failed console that played CDs and was like mostly like video, like full motion video games. Like there was a Sailor Moon 1 and an Ultraman 1 and this.
It can be harder to get a hold of this OVA as it was only re-released through like the Dragon Box DVD box sets. This is somehow longer than most Dragon Ball films we've seen. It's an hour. Many of them are like 40 minutes. So this was quite a shock.
Technically, KZ, it's a 2-episode OVA.
And the beginning of the second episode is a giant recap.
Yeah,
don't
6 minutes
worry,
of
don't
recap.
worry about it.
And for some reason, 4 credit sequences.
You ever wish we could just like open each Big Think with a recap of the last Big Think that's a fifth of its length?
Give me a recap of the last Mondo Cool episode, Dan.
In the last episode of Mondo Cool, could have been Broly. I don't know.
It was Bojack.
He was
Dude,
unbound.
it was
I was
the
like,
super incredible guy.
it's either Bojack or Broly. It's been months since we recorded one of them.
This is what happens when we make those in bulk. I'm gonna need you, Dan, to be kind to all of us and get us through this fast.
Okay, so something worth noting. As KZ said, very hard to watch this, very hard to get access to it. Even harder to tolerate its terrible subtitles.
3 times they go, "This will be your graveyard." And it's 3 different characters each time.
Yep.
Look, they know one way to translate that line.
So the amazing thing here, and worth noting, is that the Famicom game this is based on is translated far better. Bob and I actually checked that out after watching this.
How is it?
We didn't play it because it's yet another turn-based card battle game.
Yeah, it's bad. It's
So
bad.
there's-
I played it.
It's funny. They have a sort of mechanic justification that's a story element in this, as we'll get into now. So the Earth, some of the woods and stuff is perishing, and the reason why is because the Destron gas is being created on Earth to kill cellular walls and all living organisms, seemingly summoned by this person in the intro who's hanging out with some Dragon Balls that aren't Dragon Balls. They're just spheres that look like Dragon Balls, and they are full of fire, and he talks about how Saiyans suck shit, and he's gonna own them.
Yo, are these balls with the fire in them? Did Capcom steal that for like the dark energy shit from Mega Man 8?
Yes.
Because they are also orbs with evil fire in them.
And they're also literally made of hate.
And yeah, they're also purple, and it's amazing.
This is fresh in my mind because, of course, the Super Android 13 episode. They just stole the danger rap and most things from Mega Man 7.
That's true. I guess, everyone takes a turn ripping each other off. But yeah, we get this intro where Gohan's running back to his house. Just for the record, I need to just point out this whole thing's really poorly animated. I posted some choice.
It's pretty
screen
impressive,
caps
actually.
In here, Goku is elongating his neck like he's a giraffe because Gohan fell over.
He looks pretty good.
It's probably the worst looking one of these, except for Devil's Princess and definitely Return of Cooler.
There's another shot right after that where, Gohan, he dropped a bunch of sticks and twigs and stuff, and he lifts them up, and, when they cut to this camera angle, his body's been replaced by them, and now his neck is just sticking out of a bundle of sticks.
Oh my god!
He's like low rent woodman.
You see, they were going to immediately cut, so no one would normally notice that.
Meanwhile, I cackled.
I can't imagine a version of Woodman is just a pile of sticks. That's really bad.
Who knows? Maybe in the later Battle Network games, Woodman.exe just becomes a pile of sticks. That'd be really good. But yeah, no. So this movie does something really funny. Every OVA, sorry. Every Dragon Ball movie has the habit of writing in Chi-Chi as a frigid bitch. This one does it, but doesn't even have the decency to show her on screen. If they want to have her yell things at Goku and Gohan, they just cut to the house. They just show the house and have it yell in Chi-Chi's voice.
Eventually, she's just gonna be like the adults from Charlie Brown, where you just hear angry.
This reminded me of just Devil May Cry 5.
Oh, because you never see Kyrie.
But you hear her.
Yeah.
You see Goku pick up a phone at a telephone booth outside his own house.
She's like, "What's up, Nero? I'm just in the kitchen right now."
You know how I can't leave there.
And then he's like, good. I need more sandwiches. But yeah, so what happens is Gohan's running back. Goku's like, "Oh, what's up with the woods? This is real bad." And then Mr. Popo shows up and scares the shit out of them and calmly explains what's happening. And at one point, he points at Goku, and Goku falls over, shitting his pants. And upon doing this, Mr. Popo says, everything on Earth, all organisms, even those as powerful as Goku and Gohan, will die within 70 days. And that's because this Destron gas is seemingly like Nerf gas or some other terrible
Just call it
chemical.
internet gas.
Okay, so it's internet gas, and it ruins people's cellular walls, seemingly. So Goku and Gohan are like, okay, we need to go fix this. Who's smart? We only know Bulma. Bulma's the only smart person we know. Let's go do that. And as they leave, we cut to the house, the outside of the house that goes, Goku, Gohan, you're not going to eat. You're misspelled. Because these subtitles are garbage.
Yeah, no, these are insane.
I seriously can't.
This is really fucked up because it feels like this is the best I've found, and then it looks really good, but the subs are terrible.
I gotta say, it's hilarious how much you can watch the intro and immediately figure out how much better translated the Famicom game is. It's fucking hilarious. But basically, they show up at Bulma's place. She's like, I don't have data on this gas, and it's like, yeah. That makes sense. It's brand new. What is this? How does this make? So, guys, you may be hearing me say this a good chunk, but this OVA is kind of seizure-inducing because it's bad Dragon Ball writing crossed with a horrible translation.
Finally, you're getting the ultimate experience.
It's finally getting through to me.
Man, I wish this was dubbed because, man, I'd like to imagine what they would do to this.
Well, well, the remake is dubbed, but it doesn't have some of the funny parts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need the funny parts.
So basically what happens is they realize there are some generators placed around the world that create the Destron internet gas. So they have to travel to these places like the Grand Canyon, which is called the Grand Aaron. I still don't trust that, but that's what the subtitle says.
We can't forget that to get there, they showed the Famicom map and moved the icon.
That's true. They show the map screen from the Famicom version of this story no fewer than 8 times. It's really bizarre. So they show that. They go to the desert. We also point out... Oh, wait. Sorry. They're just talking about the different regions it's going to be in at first. You know, they're like, oh, you have to go to the ice world. You have to go to the desert world. It's very video gamey already. So even if you didn't know this was a video game tie-in story, you would be like, this seems kind of like how a game would do this. So they set that up lore-wise. They set that up story-wise, and they show the different regions he's going to have to travel to. And then as soon as they step outside of Capsule Corps, I can't even use words to describe how bad these enemy designs are. They're just...
They are awesome.
Yeah.
They are Power Ranger enemies.
No, they're worse.
They are 100% worse.
Imagine if Toriyama drew the viruses from Dr. Mario as monsters.
And he
That's
had
what they
4
look
minutes
like.
to do that.
Oh,
Because, yeah, it has that energy.
Okay, remember the guy who eats light that Babidi has in his ship?
Yeah.
Audience? One step below that is what we're dealing with.
Yeah. So they get in a fight with these jobbers. To describe them real quick, one of them's blue and has a face in the middle and is kind of like egg-shaped almost, but he has arms and legs and a really dumb tail coming out of the back of him. He looks fucking terrible.
yeah.
Yes.
And then there's a green one. I don't know how to describe him.
Got big lips.
He's green and has giant purple lips. That's all there is.
I like
That's
how
all
I
she wrote.
click through it to try and like find a good shot, and I just find bad animation shots. It's
Oh yeah, it's
not.
The whole
it's pretty nonstop. Yeah.
Every single shot in this is just insanely bad looking.
Yeah.
Like, it's the worst thing we've watched for this show.
Yeah, by a lot. By a lot, yeah.
I'm in it for the writing.
So Goku tries to use the Kamehameha to deal with these total fucking dipshits. And when he tries to do that, it doesn't work. He's like, what? It's not working. And then Popo, I believe, explains to him, oh yeah, the Destron gas makes it so you can't use your ki. This is their justification in the game for the card system. Their moves only work some of the times.
You have to do like specific combinations of cards to do the moves, I think.
Yeah.
Works in the game.
Yeah, it's really bizarre like that. And when I read that, when I found that out after watching this, I'm like, God.
It's so crazy. And then they have to sit there trying to do a Kamehameha like 5 times in a row. It just doesn't work any time, and they keep trying to do it. And
They're
it's
just
Yeah,
trying
and
to
then
send
Piccolo
up-
tries to do it, tries to do the special beam cannon, it doesn't work. Then Gohan tries to do the Masenko, and then that doesn't work.
They're just trying to set up reasonable expectations for the game. Like, yeah, you're gonna whiff constantly.
you're not going to be cool.
Please be excited. Yeah, we know Chrono Trigger is going to be out soon. Please play this.
Oh, no.
Let me check that. When did Chrono Trigger come out in Japan?
Oh, and not 2 years. 2 years late. 2 years after this.
Yeah, I knew it came out 2 years later over here. And then no.
This
Oh
is-
wow!
this is
Even in
my Chrono
Japan.
Trigger.
Wow, yeah, we got it same release year as Japan. That's cool. So yeah, it was 2 years later. Man, RPGs really came a huge distance in those 2 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Anyway, they finished this fight with those terrible dipshit jobbers and
I was gonna say the circular one kind of made me think of what if Monster Rancher designs were even worse.
Oh my god! I never did expect a fan base to get attacked in this way on this show.
so for me, the first thing I thought of when I saw him is if Toriyama was locked underground in like a room with no light for 3 weeks and shit-faced, and they said, hey, you remember Dragon Quest? Draw a monster from it.
Draw a monster that looks like it's made of cornbread.
But yeah, no, the fight scene's so bad. I'm not gonna even describe it, but the green guy multiplies, and then since them trying to use their beam moves 17 times didn't work out, they punched them and it's over.
Yes, it just ends abruptly.
It's so fucking bad. We then cut to the map screen, as we described earlier, as they go to, or as Goku by himself for some reason goes to Grand Aaron.
Spelled like Aaron Carter.
Yes, in the desert.
Yeah. Also, the subs. I'm never gonna get over the subs using Zelda font.
Yeah, they have a Hyrulean font that they baked in.
Yeah.
It's so
It's really
bad.
good.
So this pyramid that's on top of like I'm not sure what you call this sort of rock formation, but it's a cliff, just a pillar basically. There's a pyramid
big
on
thing.
top. It's got a giant generator inside. It looks like the most generic ass machine you could possibly imagine in a Toriyama art style, and Goku blows it up, and then I shit you not, an orange version of the blue egg dipshit from before shows up.
I didn't expect it to be machines. I thought that they'd be a little bit more magical, and then instead it's like, yeah, there's this thing. It's just pumping out nerve gas.
Yeah, that would make
Now
sense.
these are science villains.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Dr. Raichi.
Correct.
Or lychee. Get it? Lychee.
Oh.
The subtitles didn't get it.
Of course not.
I know, of course not. I think they actually officially call him Lychee in like the in the remake OVA.
I mean, in the NES game, they translate the other enemy's name as Hachyaku or Hachyaku, whereas this guy is, how did he write it? Hachiyak?
That's what it is officially, is Hachiyak.
Weird.
Yeah, he has a bad name.
He's very raw.
I don't trust this guy at all, because as I'm listening to them say the name, yeah. Anyway, moving on.
He doesn't have a food name like every other Dragon Ball character. It's a weird fucking name version of 108 in Japanese, because it's like Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
God, and he has the most GT core design.
Oh, we'll get there.
That makes sense. We'll
get into it.
So we then cut to Gohan. Gohan's at a different one of these regions, and he goes, "Oh, my dad told me that the first machine being destroyed would make me stronger. He's totally right." The weird thing is, this second machine generator is also in a desert. It's not in the Grand Arid. It's just some other desert. So Gohan's stronger, and he blows up the machine. That's the end of the scene. We cut to somebody punched at Gohan. He's dead. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Cut to another machine. There's now a pink version of the orange and blue fucker from earlier.
Yeah, they only have a couple designs.
He's cackling while standing in front of the machine, and he has for some reason put landmines everywhere.
Like the landmines would even work on Piccolo.
And then he says, "Adios, Piccolo." And it's really weird that he knows Piccolo's name, and that he knows his name and thought the landmines would work. So Piccolo just starts floating, and then the pink guy freaks out, and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna try to hit Piccolo," and he fucked up, and then he lands on the landmine, and Piccolo goes, "Wow, I thought Satan was stupid."
I like how visually disturbed Piccolo is during it.
Yeah. I mean, he does see a roasted corpse of the pink dude. Ugh. What a stupid fucking movie. So, he blows up the machine. We then go to the ice caps, where all three of them are this time. You know, the other three machines they handled individually. But this one's going to be a huge deal. Apparently, the machine's sealed in the polar ice cap.
Oh no!
And Goku's like, I ain't gonna deal with that. So he decides he's gonna blow it up. But in the middle of this,
He'll blow what up? The whole polar ice cap?
yeah, he's gonna blow up the polar ice cap. This is Goku's plan. He hates permafrost. So imagine that earlier enemy we designed, but it was a muscular egg, and you moved the face sort of to the top. Now imagine it's yellow, orange, blue.
You're just saying that he's strong, mad.
Yes. Start there. It's pretty close. So a hojillion of those show up, and they blow up all of them, and then the camera cuts, and there are even more of them, and then Vegeta's just like, "I'm up here," and Goku's like, "Oh, it's Vegeta," and then he joins the fight. It looks like you're having a hard time. And then it cuts to the most off-model Trunks I've ever goddamn seen.
Yeah,
and it looks like
true.
It looks like
That's real bad.
It looks like his sword is drawn wrong, and then you realize he's holding ice for some reason.
Right, he just has a chunk of ice.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have his sword anymore. It got broken by Android 17.
They're like,
So
but we still want him to be cool and with a sword,
Yeah.
so he's just holding ice.
Apparently, according to dialogue and other stuff, this has to take place after the Broly movie.
Yes.
Yeah, this takes place after the Broly movie.
Yes.
This happens in the 10 days before the Cell games.
Yes.
There's also a really, really bizarre dialogue here that one seems like, okay, in the video game, maybe they showed this. This dialogue almost makes sense for a video game. For a movie, it's fucking insane. And two, also poorly translated. So the grace with which they say, "Oh yeah, Bulma was attacked."
God.
Yeah, it's really
good.
It's really bizarre. Like, they're like, "Hey, Trunks, did you hear about these things before?" And Trunks goes, "Yeah, they tried to attack me as a baby, and they interfered with my mom's studies." And I'm like, "What are you saying? What?"
What?
Yeah.
Dude showed up in the timeline where everybody died?
I
don't know.
I think that they tried to say that they attacked his modern day baby self, but he stopped it.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm taking from it, but I don't know. Maybe Trunks went back to his own timeline in the past.
I took some DMT and thought I was a baby, and they attacked me. See, and that's the thing. Like, that sentence that Trunks says sounds insane without Goku immediately going, "Are Bulma and the others all right?" Right after that, because it's like, oh, okay, that's happening right now. That just happened. It wasn't like.
I think I've been thinking about how this plan of covering the world in noxious internet gas. I'm thinking about how it's like a bad Dr. Weird thing.
I knew it. I was like, he's taking too long. It's got to be one of the. What are you doing?
What? I just wanted to show you.
How good the quality was on all of
The
this.
video over here is doing all right. Anyway, it's kind of insane, this whole fucking thing. But yeah, no, Vegeta shows up and they're all gonna fight a billion more of them, and they do. And
They only have like 5 frames for all of it.
Oh, it is so dire, you guys. Words can't even describe. It's animated in as much as Pokemon Crystal has animated sprites.
Oh hell yeah!
It's real bad.
It is really bad. So they obliterate all of the dudes and the ice caps, and then Dende just goes, "Hey, there's another machine, and now everything's worse than it's been yet, and it's getting real bad, and now everyone's gonna die in 40 days." And Goku's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, in the Western capital, there's a machine. You should go deal with it." And Goku's like, "Oh, okay."
I'm gonna take a nap now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And then you just hear Dende's bong going in the telepathy.
Yes.
Bye.
So then Goku shows up at a...
Goku, I went to get a pizza and got lost on my doorstep.
God damn it. So Goku and crew show up at a weird satellite dish that has... I need you to understand, guys. It's a satellite dish tower that has the generator sitting on the end of the dish.
Yeah,
It's the
so
stupidest
dumb.
design I've ever fucking seen, and I refuse to believe it wasn't just, this is how the video game looks.
yeah. This seems like the most video game ass. Put it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So, they show up there, and out of nowhere, Frieza shows up, and they're like, "What, Frieza?" And then a cavalcade of dipshits show up. So we've got Lettuce, which is Turles. We've got Cooler. We've got Lord Slug.
The Villain Dream Team, Dan.
Yes.
I know, this should be
Play
good.
the Smash Ultimate theme right now.
It's great. They're like, we all hate Saiyans. We're gonna kill all the Saiyans. And then Lord Slug shows up, and he's like, "We'll kill you too, Piccolo. Sit the fuck down."
I like Turtles' whole thing of "I still hate you, even though I also have a Saiyan."
Yeah, no,
I'm also a Saiyan, but I died to a Saiyan, so I guess I hate the entire race now.
my hatred toward the Saiyans is the greatest. Can you understand my rage?
God.
He's
I
just
can't.
self-loathing.
I, a Saiyan, was killed by a Saiyan.
Ironic, isn't it?
That is the face he's making right now, and it's kind of killing me, actually. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Murder face.
Deep. Is this it?
God, his face looks like an Aqua Teen Hunger Force thing.
Oh my god! It really sucks that every time you post a screenshot, I'm like, is that a new emo for our Discord?
Just fucking...
It's so so unhinged.
You put platelets on fucking Carl and color him green and have him go.
How did we take multiple months off from this show and come back to this?
Piccolo's just hiding in his house and he's like, "Go away, you freak."
This is so bad. You know, I would have had a moment of thinking this would be cool if there wasn't 20 minutes leading up to this that were so dire. I couldn't believe it.
Hey, maybe that remake we'll have to see in 10 episodes will be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
What, that right next to Dragon Ball Evolution?
Man, this show's gonna start getting weird.
Yeah.
I think this is the beginning of that, yeah.
Oh no.
We have 4 more normal episodes after this before we fly off the rails.
So anyway, getting through the recap really
This
fast now.
is like falling through the shaft for a game over Mortal Kombat 4.
Yes. Yeah, this podcast network feels like that sometimes. So, our C tier, you know what? No, that's not fair. But our dipshit versions of our classic Dragon Ball Z villains all show up. They start shit talking. And Vegeta just immediately goes, "We kicked your miserable asses before." Just implying, like, why'd you all group up? We'll just do it again. My favorite thing is, in the middle of this conversation, watching it the first time, I went, Vegeta's met so few of these guys.
Right?
He met Frieza.
Yeah, I was like,
I guess he meant Metal Cooler.
Yeah, exactly. But too bad Metal Cooler isn't even here. It's just normal Cooler for some reason.
Yeah, I was kind of weirded out that it wasn't Metal Cooler.
I do not want to see Metal Cooler with this art.
Oh no, that'll be fantastic.
It's, you know, Metal Cooler was already poorly drawn.
He appears as a macro block.
Metal Cooler's like, using my technique, iframes. I save so much money on my bit rate. So they do incredibly poorly drawn fights. Most people only throw one punch.
They put a lot of strength into it, though.
But the fight, they start blowing up the city around them, not even acknowledging that those are buildings that people live in. It's like, man, that's weird.
Yeah, usually they're like, we need to go to the desert where no one else is. This time they're like, screw it.
It's fine. They all evacuated because of the internet gas.
It's fine. This is a video game. They needed a city level.
So they start beating these dudes up pretty well. Cooler gets blasted into the building, and when he does, he explodes into pink goo like a gum and just reforms behind Goku. And Goku's like, "Whoa!" And then we cut to our villain from the intro, and he's just like, and then we cut back, and Frieza gets blown up, and then he reforms, and then he does it again, and then Lord Slug does it, and all of them laugh, and they're laughing, and there's more laughing.
We made you watch that 4 times.
And then,
They sure fucking got us.
and the most insane part, like it's some Rumpelstiltskin shit, Goku's mind blown and trying to figure out what their deal is, and then King Kai just goes, "Bleh, they're ghost warriors." And then Goku goes, "You're ghost warriors." And all of them go,
They know we're ghost warriors.
like he said their true name or something, and he now has a power over them.
Yeah.
I love this so much.
Everyone, these are ghost warriors, says Goku with a triumphant smile.
What is this, the fucking novelization?
I don't understand this sequence.
Cooler's like, so you saying we're some kind of ghost warriors?
And then
That's an Aqua Teen thing. Ghost warriors.
because they just had this moment, they can now blast the shit out of all of them. No, it doesn't make sense.
So the explanation, I think, in the game is that you have to kill them in the same way they died originally. Just cut to everyone eviscerating them with beams.
Yeah, not accurate. We didn't see anyone go to the sun.
This. Well, he didn't die there, Casey. That's when he got hit by the big Getty star and became metal cooler. And
Became metal.
So now we need to fill him with so much energy he pops.
Don't worry about that. I'm more worried about Frieza, where we're gonna have to blow up Earth.
This is the part where the fight scenes become the way I would draw fights when I drew comics as a child. Where I would just draw characters posing.
This is the rule.
Or because you don't get the animations of them doing their attacks to eviscerate these ghost wars. You just get stills.
Yes, and
You get a still of each of them posing, and maybe them like popping into a collage of them posing.
And the poses don't even look right. They don't look like you captured the motion or them mid movement. It looks more like Goku's trying to stretch his leg instead of it being a kick. It's so bad. But now we get our backstory. We waited for almost the entirety of this first episode, and now we get to first part. We get to conclude with the story of the Tsufurus. And the Tsufurus, their whole bit is apparently Planet Vegeta was called Planet Plant, and then the Saiyans showed up and they were like, "Please let us land." And the Tsufurus were like, "Okay," and then they fucked a lot, and then one of them had a big brain. And so they overthrew the Tsufurus. The end.
And that was King Vegeta.
Oh yeah, King Vegeta was the one with the biggest brain, so he overthrew the Tsufurus.
That's the least believable part of this.
It's just a rehash of what King Kai tells Goku originally about the Saiyans, where it's like they shared a planet with these nerds, and then they killed the nerds. The end.
And then
they were the Tuffles in the old version, right? Or is that just made
but
up
this
for
is
something?
just. No,
Yeah.
they're the Tuffles in this too. It's like Guts. It's like calling the guy from Berserk Gatsu if you're an intolerable weeb.
Oh,
because Sufuru is just Tuffle.
So that happens. Okay, we get that lore, and then I guess the video editor realized he had a Vegas effects plugin that he hasn't tried out yet. So
That was a good thing.
it's so nuts because you think this is a one-time thing to end this episode, and then you find out, no, next episode is just full of this shit. They just keep doing delete black, replace background, insert picture of galaxy.
Yes. I need to stab everybody real quick, though.
No, you don't.
Okay, so Sufuru is mixing up the syllables of the way you say fruit in Japanese, the English word fruit in Japanese.
Okay.
And the Saiyans are vegetables.
Yeah. This checks out. This is very
So
big
it's
brain.
really stupid.
A thing in Dragon Ball is really stupid. I'm going to need you to slow down.
Step into the Grand Tour.
So we cut to Dipshit, or Dr. Lychee, as someone who can properly translate this might do in the future. And he says, however many times you beat the Ghost Warriors, they always come back. And then he laughs. He's not really animated, though, like all that much. They just drew him with 3 different types of lighting, and then they fade between it. They use that footage a lot in the next part, too. It's thrifty.
the credit sequence is the game again.
Yeah, the credit sequence is a picture of the characters in like a cool high-res profile art you might use in the game. And that's about it. That's all we got there.
We need to go faster.
Oh, I know. Don't worry, I'm about to skip 6 minutes because they did too. So they recap for 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It's about 3 3/4 minutes. Now, the most insane shit in this entire fucking thing. They take a capsule that's made with a special jewel that'll allow them to get to the end of the universe where Raichi is on the dark planet.
The edge of the universe.
At the edge of the universe, they use this special capsule core ship to get there, which was created from some special jewel. And as they're trying to enter the dark planet, lightning arcs off the ship and starts wrecking it.
God.
And in order to, I guess, survive this, they show them in the video game map screen go to a number of planets, and then they have a picture in the corner that shows what objects they get from each planet to help them survive the
That's
atmosphere.
the visual aid for the visual guide for the game.
Yeah.
God.
It really is some shit.
You want to know
Aren't
more?
you
Play
glad we
video
added
game.
this to the list?
So good. It's so good.
I'm glad I got to experience this.
Oh, so am I.
It's enriching, but not good. So they make it to the surface of the planet. Goku's going through the Dark Castle. We cut to him fighting a thing. You would think it's a mass manufactured enemy, but there's only one of them, so its design is weird, but we're not going to worry about that.
Oh,
defeats,
like the robot-looking dude?
Yeah, it's the robot-looking dude.
God Gardon.
So Goku defeats him, and then Vegeta goes, "Just know that I'm going to defeat Raichi." And it's like, normally Vegeta has like a personal tie to anything.
Right. It's like, why does he care? Especially this time? I don't know.
No, he just
I don't know, why Vegeta show up in Return of Cooler?
Yeah, Vegeta's just a dick and is like, I'm gonna beat up this guy and you're cucked, Goku.
So eventually the whole crew, and I say eventually, it's like 2 cuts later, because they don't really show them going through the castle. They're just in the castle. He fights that guy.
I love the locations in this. It's so bad.
We cut twice.
Dark Planet Evil Castle.
Yes.
And they end up in the room with the purple spheres, and Goku just stares at it and he goes, "He's got to be in here. Raichi, I know you're in here." And then he
This is the
materializes.
final boss room. I know how everything in this OVA works. Show up, fucker.
And as Phil was talking about earlier, these purple spheres, they're powered by the hatred that, the Sufurujins have for the Saiyajins. And they hate them a bunch. So, there's no way he's ever going to defeat his Ghost Warriors. He retells the story of how the Saya people were killing all the Sufuru people, whatever. And he was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna make a machine that uses how bitter I am to kill the Saiyans. Oh no, they're gonna destroy my machine, Hachiyak." And okay, let's take this spaceship and get out of here with Hachiyak. And right as the spaceship was about to launch, and Osaru punches him so hard he bleeds out on the machine, and it's the dumbest fucking thing.
I appreciate
Kinda
how
raw.
evil that fucking machine looks.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out, oh yeah, I guess this guy is just a Ghost Warrior too. It's not even the original dude. Hachiyak created him. So
That's cool, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like World's Strongest, where that dude turned out to be a robot.
It's like a dumb version of that, yeah.
His brain isn't nearly as big.
No. But there was a part of the machine that kind of looks like a big brain. It reminds me of that Pokemon.
Yes. God.
Oh yeah, that's a good Pokemon.
It's good after the Aquatine.
Yeah, it is.
Goku yells some things about how, Earth doesn't have anything to do with the Saiyans. You need to leave it alone. And he's like, well, fuck Earth. The Saiyans are there, so I'm going to blow them up, both up. I don't give a shit about Earth things. And Goku goes, I am an Earthling. Then he goes Super Saiyan.
It's like, you're trying to kill all the Saiyans, but all the Saiyans are here and none of them are on Earth. Can you maybe redirect this a little bit?
Nope. So
Well, that would be talking. We've far past the point of that. This is a video game on the Famicom.
And then Lychee is in a geometry shield where they drew cool geometric shapes around him so he can't be hurt. And then they shoot energy beams and it breaks the geometry shield. And then Vegeta uses Final Flash and blows up Dr. Lychee. And then he's just like, fucking owned. And then the battle's over and they're like, oh, that's cool.
You forgot the incredible shot where everybody but Goku is doing their 2-frame attack on the barrier.
Yeah.
That's one of that. If we were doing a cursed content style thing, that's best scene.
Yes. Because Trunks just like almost has his hands behind his back and is doing tiny little kicks.
So They blow up Lychee. Vegeta does. It cuts to Earth to the weird generator, and it just flashes and then fades away.
Why not?
It was a ghost generator.
It was a Ghost Warrior generator.
Yes.
This really is video game like.
And then Trunks and Gohan jump in the air and go, yeah! And then we drop out the background. We give it a nice sky shot. There's Piccolo there. There's Goku there. There's, that other guy there. I believe his name was Vegeta. I don't know. He just showed up randomly. And the Earth's in the background, and that's it. And it starts rolling the credits. And, you got psyched. This episode's only halfway done.
I was like, I made it. I finally made it through, thank God, and then it came back.
And you're like, no, there isn't a cool super fight yet.
Yeah.
So Lychee it reforms, and he's like, as long as we keep the hate, I love these subtitles. As long as we keep the hate, we Ghost Warriors will come back. And so he reforms, and he has like the geometric shield forming around him, and Vegeta shoves his arm in and he shoots him, which explodes him into goo that goes everywhere, and his exploding goo self just goes, damn the Saiyans, fuck this. And a tiny little bit of his goo self pops onto the ground and just keeps saying, damn the Saiyans. So Vegeta steps on it and crushes him. And then purple lightning, and Hachiak's all evil and pissed. And Hachiak looks like a GT motherfucker. Now we can finally talk about it.
So yeah, I mean, GT just directly ripped this OVA off for the first arc of GT. Like, Lychee and Hachiak are just, what the fuck is that horrible motherfucker's name? I can't even remember his name.
Baby?
Daltaki?
No, there's
Mew?
also a Dr. Mew and Baby. It's the exact same thing. They're also Tuffles.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's the exact same race.
Yeah.
Imagine digging through a dumpster and going, I made this.
This is definitely the best we can do.
The Dragon Ball, I admit that I like Lychee conceptually, but the Dragon Ball fandom has a very strong like Sonic CD type attachment to him, where nobody has seen this fucking thing, and his idea is kind of cool, so they're really fixated on him.
Oh, that's a shame. So we get a battle with Hachiak that goes on for a really long time. I don't really want to describe it. It's not that great. It's really mediocre, in fact. Hachiak, one of my favorite shots of it, though, he picks up Gohan with both of his arms and slams Gohan completely flat into the ground so hard he goes flying into the floor below. And something about him breaking through the floor by just slamming Gohan flat against it is funny as shit.
There is some funny stuff in this fight, like him putting Vegeta into the Romero special. Which is, I'm just going to post a picture of the Romero special for Dan, because in case you don't know what shot I'm talking about. Because he just puts Vegeta into that in the middle of the air.
Yes, he does.
I also really like the shot where Trunks and Gohan come out of, and he kind of just flails his arms, and they're both beaten up like he has 4 arms somehow.
Yes,
I remember this.
I literally said that same thing during the fight to Bob. I'm like, this motherfucker has how many arms?
There's some part where he does like a weird thing where he crosses his arms and then does a ballerina pose with his legs, and all the gems on him glow, and I'm like, what's happening?
He does that a lot, but he owns literally everyone, and then it turns out, Piccolo had 4 Zenzu beans. It's only enough to heal everyone but Piccolo, so everyone else gets a Zenzu bean. Piccolo gets owned. They all eat the Zenzu beans in way too many of... Like, we didn't need to see everyone eat this fucking Zenzu bean. It's insane.
Yes, you did. We have 52 minutes to fill. Yes, you did.
They don't need to fill this.
And it's fucking nuts because, like, in the game, you have a shitload. Like, the Let's Play I watched, the dude had an absolute shitload of Zenzu beans. I was like, maybe there's, this is a plot moment and it's not inventory. No, that dude has a shitload. What the fuck's with this? And, we get a really smart conclusion to this, you guys. They all shoot a beam.
No way. It works this time?
Yeah, but it works because Goku figured out that he attacks on a timer, and right after he attacks, he's weak.
But
my
instead
God.
of dodging the attack and attacking right after the timer, which is 15 seconds, they time it so their beam hits his attack and then overpowers it and hits him. And I'm like, why didn't you dodge? It's like if you sat there watching traffic and you're like, okay, a car comes by every 10 minutes. And then you intentionally rammed your car into that car.
Yeah, this whole counting down thing was just really weird and not. It felt like it should have been way cooler than it was, and that they might have thought it was cool, but they really didn't achieve anything with it.
And then
Hit him
nothing.
with 2 energy guns.
And then nothing really happens, and Goku's back on Earth, and then the house that's voiced by Chi-Chi welcomes him and go on back, and then we end it. That's the end. Thank God we're done.
How could they not have one frame of Chi-Chi sitting around?
I don't know. Even the game drew Chi-Chi.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And that was it.
All right. Does anyone want to say anything before we begin that part where I try to get us out of here?
Let's get out of here.
Okay, well, there's a long way to get there, but the first of our many segments is the Yamcha Award, the most disappointing thing, usually character, of whatever we watched, has to come to the forefront. I'm going to give, well, Dan, you did most of the work here. I'm going to give you the first honor.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Raichi.
Why?
Like, you know, there's an argument to be made for Hachiak. Not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna say with Raichi, he didn't have a battle move, not even one. He just pops up a shield.
Well, he's a nerd.
Yeah, but you think he would have a plan or something? Like some sort of monsters to defend him that were really effective, or some brilliant idea or trap, or any sort of move that was neat.
His plan was to get owned and become Hachiyak.
I thought that once they got
one
there,
second, his plan was just to get owned. That sounds pretty Yamcha.
I thought when they got there to be like an army of the dudes they'd already fought, like Frieza and stuff. Instead, it was nothing.
Yeah, you would think since there were 400 of them on Earth that there would be, I don't know, even 2 of them.
Yeah, those guys too.
Well, he probably had 400,000 of those God Gardons, but we just didn't see them owning all of them because it wasn't important.
The God Gardettos.
Yeah, the God Gardettos. But
You
yeah.
can't defeat Rye, Chip.
Ride Chip sounds like a member of like a knockoff Ginyu Force. Is that just me, or
Okay, now I really want Heroes or the next Super movie or something to have a knockoff Ginyu Force that is just Chex Mix. Or Gardetto's snack mix.
Pretzel?
Feel.
This is rough. There's so few characters in this.
What do you mean? There's many. There's the Ghost Warriors. There's all those cool enemies.
I'm gonna go with God Gardetto for just getting instantly blown a hole through him.
Yeah, that's fair.
It might be my favorite design of anything in this. Cool little robot, man. Bob.
I'm gonna go with Turles.
Okay, I think I know why, but please give it to me.
I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm remembering wrong. Doesn't it go on like do a neck throw to him and like break his neck in the first 10 seconds of him showing up?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was going to be because of his high levels of cope when talking about why he hates Saiyans.
Yeah, that too. It's a combination. Where he has to do the longest stretch imaginable
Yes.
to show up in this movie.
God. It's kind of hard for me to pick like one single problem character. I wanted to give it to one of the Mook characters, but I can't remember any of them aside from them just being colored globs of nothing. I guess Hachiak, because I've never seen him in anything before. Like, I knew him as a video game character, and seeing what his source material is now, wow. Wow. I thought he would be in it earlier, also.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to wait forever to get to this guy.
Yeah, you have to wait forever, and they even cut out the side quests where they go to the 2 other planets to get the items that protect them upon entering the dark planet.
And then go into his lair that is literally called Evil Castle.
What a fucking amazing OVA.
Remember, this game came out in 1993.
Yeah, standards were higher by this point in general.
Yes.
I also have to fun trivia fact: the Playdia had choose your own adventure elements. So there was like 4 alternate forms of Hachiyak, including Super Hachiyak, which has enormous shoulder pads and I don't think has any other difference. And Giant Hachiyak, which is a giant.
Ugh.
I'm gonna post Super Hachiyak from the fucking Playdia game because he looks a million times worse.
I need to see it.
He's almost a Gundam.
Yeah.
He's a fucking Warcraft character.
Dude,
I was going to say that because there's also, thank you to Dragon Ball Heroes, Super Baby Hachiyak.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, that's bad.
And I'm like, this is just the final boss of Mega Man X3. He's decked out. He's ready to go.
I would appreciate it if you not insult Sigma like this.
Also, the manga design for Hachiyak.
Oh no, that's not Hachiyak. That is super grudge form Hachiyak that he got from absorbing a bunch of evil power on the prison planet in Dragon Ball Heroes.
Ah, yes, where he met great characters like Ozoto.
Yes,
God.
and Golden Metal Cooler with his Sans Eye.
Yes, the Red Sans Eye. We're going into the next segment, which is the one where you have to bring a character from this OVA, and you have to say why you think they could defeat Jiren from Dragon Ball Super. Bob will start.
Oh yeah, this is easy. That internet gas.
Why?
I'll sit in this for 70 days because it's not true strength if I don't. I need to prove that I can sit through this internet gas.
Day 71, dead.
Yes. It's really brave of him.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can dispute this one.
Vaccines aren't true strength, he said, dying.
All right, I will go next. I think Turles Ghost Warrior can do it.
Uh-huh.
Reason? They're like, you have to, they have to die the same way. All Turles has to do is fight him, but not be near any trees. He won't be pinned between a tree and shooting all the way up it. Jiren will also not know how he died anyway. He will eventually give up. Feel?
Muscular egg.
Will he be too baffled?
We didn't know it from his appearance in this, but Muscular Egg is actually from a race that directly opposes Jiren's race. And is his natural predator.
I can't see.
I'm sure that's true.
Dan?
You're all stupid. The real winner from this is Dark Planet.
You're right, Jiren.
Explain.
Jiren would never do the side quest to get the correct items to not die in the atmosphere entering the planet.
That's right. That's not true strength.
Dark Planet's a real Chad. That's why its name was written in a Hyrulean font.
This...
It would be like, hey, you need this bracelet that protects you from evil? And he's like, that doesn't sound like true strength at all. Or as it calls it, the Ring of Break Evil.
Okay. I need to get us out. The final of our specialty segments. We will start with Feel. Our main villain is Hachiyak. You need to give me a canon Dragon Ball character that can defeat Hachiyak.
Well, we know he's stronger than Broly because Goku says that.
Yep, and that's very important for the wiki.
Very important.
This is a little bit of a tough one.
Putting a lot of pressure on you, I know.
See, I was going to say Gotenks, but Gotenks can't count, so he wouldn't be able to take advantage of the timer weakness. So I'm going to say... I'm gonna steal KZ's, maybe. I'm going to say PyCon.
Ah, fuck! That was mine!
PyCon could defeat him. With that weird thing he does where he gets set on fire.
Oh, yeah, he totally... Yeah, that move's real good.
Yeah, he uses it to own Cell really hard.
Yeah, he took down Perfect Cell in one blow. Goku couldn't do that. All right, Dan.
Maybe this is optimism.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
But I'm gonna say Majin Spopovich.
I'm gonna need you to explain your answer about Majin Spopovich.
Not him again.
So here's the thing. Hachiya's supposed to be fueled by hatred, right? Well,
Yes.
Majin Spopovich is designed to take punishment like some fucking masochist. I think he could just take it all. He would be fine. You know, maybe Hachiyak would break his neck, but he wouldn't die.
He keeps doing the taffy pull correction.
Yeah. He would break his bones, but Spopovich would just get right back up. I think this is one of those like immovable objects, unstoppable force situations. But I think Spopovich will pull ahead slightly over a long enough timeline.
Oh,
Hachiyak kills him so many times, he's like, I don't feel anything anymore. I'm just bored.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping for. The fire burns out. She's like, you're not even fucking saying. I don't even care anymore.
I'm hard. Bob, you have to have something that can top that.
Carl from Aqua Teen.
I'm stuck between two options here. Let me see.
The ghost of Christmas Futures Past.
I mean, he could definitely do it. Let's just not even bring that up because it's
true.
not fair.
I think Hachiyak would get confused when the fog machine turns on.
Yes, he'd be baffled by this technology. Hachiyak is a computer. I think Bulma could hack him.
Oh my god!
That would be a much smarter resolution to this OVA than what they did.
God, wouldn't it?
One of
ever?
everyone shooting at the same time. Hachi died act.
He's like, I'm immune to one beam. 4? Oh, shit.
What did not
No.
account for this?
Oh God, he's the Didact.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was saying when it's like two guns.
Why didn't he fill the room with the Destron gas?
I don't know. I don't
They
think he
forgot
knows-
about the gas.
Yeah, he forgot that existed. This was after the machine did the thing where it shakes and disappears like an old Final Fantasy game.
That and it was on Earth, and he didn't think about installing one in the evil castle.
He didn't want to suck up those fumes in his castle. Even though he's not organic, and also all his warriors are dead already.
Don't worry about it.
Captain Ginyu.
Okay.
He'll
Yo.
just bamboozle him and then become Hachiyak. Pretty simple.
Well, we don't know if Ginyu's powers work on machines.
Yeah. This is complicated.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm
does he
cha-
become
I-
the server or does he become the monster? How does this work?
I feel like Ginyu would look at Hachiyak and be like, I don't want to be that.
Well, then he could be super strong, and then he could just switch to something else. The conceit with Ginyu is that he's done it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
True, one time he stole a really attractive guy's body so he could get dates. This is official canon, by the way.
Oh, I don't doubt it for a second.
Not the current one he's in.
I assumed.
I think there's actually an image of it. I'm gonna try to find it while these segments happen.
Why?
Well, congratulations, everyone. We've made it. We've made it to the part of the show where we can almost leave. We're gonna do a review. Each of us. We're gonna rate this thing on a scale Now, feel free to use whatever part of the scale you feel most comfortable with. It's going to be 1 to 7.
We don't get
And then
0.
we're gonna
That seems cruel.
Bob's question is valid.
I think we agreed we do not get 0. No.
Okay.
I'm going to effectively put this out here now. I will unlock the ability for us to rate things a 0. However, if you rate it a 0, you must rank the previous 2 bottom of the barrel movies. If you gave some a 1, decide whether or not it's also a 0. That's how we'll have to do that. This thing needs to exist within context. Dan, we're starting with you. Go ahead.
It's a 1. It's lower than all of my ones before this. It is definitely worse than the History of Trunks. It's definitely worse than Bardock, the father of Goku. And it's definitely worse than the Tree of Might. I would never recommend this to any human being, even if they were the utmost Dragon Ball fanatic. This thing sucks. It looks like shit. It's written like shit. The music is confusing. I assume it's based on the video game?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's directly from the video game.
One of the songs is directly ripping off the same song that Streets of Rage 2 rips off.
Oh, come on!
No, it's really obvious. Like, even I was hearing it immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, God, you're right. My brain started moving.
If it's a 1, it's not a 0.
I'm giving us the option. If you want to invoke a 0, you then have the option to, any other time you gave something a 1, you can go and say, also, these are 0s.
Nope, those are all 1s. I think this is the only thing that should exist outside of that scale. It is so fucking bad.
All right, feel.
I'm giving this a 2 because it's really, really bad, but a lot of things in it gave me joy, like all 4 of them punching the barrier, or him flailing his arms to beat up Gohan and Trunks. A lot of things like that did bring me joy, so it's a little bit higher than something like Return of Cooler, where I just felt nothing.
I think Return of Cooler's slightly better than this.
That's fair. I just found a decent amount of joy in how horrible this was.
Bob.
Yeah, this is a 0. And this is so bad. Every single piece is just terrible. There's nothing good here. You should never watch this. It's worse animated than anything else we've watched, which says a lot.
It really does.
Like, these things don't have a high standard for animation. Like,
The Return of Cooler is the bedrock.
Yeah, I thought that was as bad as we could get. I really did. This is somehow way worse than that.
Egg.
Yeah, and every single character design is terrible.
Muscular egg is raw. Be nice to him.
Or he'll roll at you.
But yeah, the other ones I've rated 1 or can say at 1. Those are significantly better.
They're much more movie-like.
Yes. Which is insane. History of Trunks is on that list.
Now, this is fucked up. I'm gonna have to do a Mr. Feel on this, where some things are going to be adjusted from my past. Number 1, I felt buyer's remorse on giving BoJack a 6 last episode, so let's just go ahead and adjust that to a 5. That wasn't a good idea, and I could feel it even then. But I was like, I'll give myself the option next episode 4 months from now, which here we are. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Now, my feelings on this are that I don't want to give it a 0. I feel like this gave me some level of joy, but it's definitely worse than the Return of Cooler. So I'm in a tough spot here.
I mean, they can both be a 1.
Yeah,
I'm very close to giving the Return of Cooler a 2.
You're insane.
Yeah, that's deranged. You don't if you think there's that much of a gap, you need to give this a 0.
I don't know if I can do that.
Look, KZ, all you have to do is realize that this is a 0 and you got some weird pleasure out of this total piece of garbage. Because what you said is that you got something out of this.
I got there are parts where I was in it's a 0. You fucking talked me off the cliff. It is a 0. If I can
Wow,
direct
I gave this all the points it gets.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Also, I thought about this a little bit more. I'm giving it a 1.
He giveth, he taketh away.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've come to you today. It's a special day, really.
It really is.
The specialist day we could ever manage. We found a way to add the 0 to the fucking scale.
I didn't know anything about this. This was the one I was completely blind on because it never came out. And I was like, maybe it'll be cool. I think the villain is cool conceptually. Oh, I was wrong.
Here's where we're standing, okay? We're gonna start from best to worst this time. Feel like we have too much anticipation on what's good. I think we have a better idea there. Dead Zone is our number 1 currently. That is a 22 out of a possible 28 points. That's pretty good, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Right behind it is Super Android 13. It's got a 21. Pretty good. From there, we have a tie between 2. Lord Slug and Cooler's Revenge at 19. Then BoJack is now no longer tied with them. That's probably for the best. That's at an 18. Then we got World's Strongest. That's a 16. Mystical Adventure. That's at 13. Oh no. Then we got Broly at 12. Curse of the Blood Rubies 11. This is where it gets a little rough. We have a 3-way tie between Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle, Tree of Might, and Bardock. They have an 8. Then we get the Dark Ages.
Yeah, now we're into the
History of Trunks between 4 people ranking at the time 1 to 7 got a 5. Feels the only one who had the heart to give it anything but a 1.
I don't even remember why.
I don't either. Don't you remember the part where Android 17 goes backward?
I also remember the part where it's just 15 minutes longer than it should be for no reason, and seemingly on a dream sequence.
It seemingly just ends and doesn't explain how Trunks survives, but whatever. We're
it got the extra point for Gohan's training method being whatever stupid shit it was.
And yet masterful compared to what we just watched.
Yeah, somehow. Then what used to be our worst film ever, the first one to get a unanimous 1 across the board, 4 points, The Return of Cooler. And now, standing above them is the worst thing we've ever had to watch for this show. Plan to Eradicate the Saiyans got 1 point. Only one of us gave it anything. We had to do the nuclear fucking option on this Dragon Ball OVA that we probably should not have covered for this show, but maybe it was for the best. No other show will cover this.
We said everything. We said all of them.
I'm glad we did it. I didn't like it, but I'm glad we did it.
I was not able to find a single thing talking about this OVA.
Fun fact, everyone, our graphic we have for our chart, the bar chart starts at 4. There is no bar, and there never will be for this movie.
Good.
It's just going to be a lack of a bar in that spot for the rest of this series.
Oh no!
Because the lowest score is supposed to be a 4.
Now I need to point out, I'm looking through this and I cannot fucking believe we finally did it. We've reached it. This has been, in terms of our rating and quality, the biggest drop ever. In which the quality of the film dropped by between the last thing we watched and the current by 17 points.
That's higher than Super Android 13 to History of Trunks and Cooler's Revenge to Return of Cooler.
Yeah, our record was 16 points.
God damn. There's one thing remaining on this list that I think could conceivably get a 0. I wonder if it will.
It's going to be very, very hard.
What, the remake of this? I can't think of anything else.
No. The GT special about Goku and Vegeta Jr., the great grandchildren of Goku and Vegeta. That's after GT.
Yeah, that sounds like it could be a 0.
I don't know. Maybe it'll move.
Right? It might be animated. That would get it above
Yeah, if
this.
it's actually animated, I'm guaranteed to at least give that a 1. That's my bar. If you animated it, well, I guess it's a 1 then. Well, that's it. Oh shit. Yeah, that's what we do. I can't just make this like the Bleach podcast. Bob's gonna read some about what we have to do next. Oh no!
Remember Broly? Do you want more Broly?
Yes.
It's time for more Broly.
Yes!
Broly finally faces off with his true rivals, Goten and Trunks,
Yes!
who met him on a quest to get candy or something stupid that children do. Next time on Mondo Cool, Broly's next coming. Oh god, I remember the whole movie now.